Hi, my name is Gudrun from GE Designs. Welcome to our live show, Tipsy Tuesday. Hi, everybody, and welcome to our show. Thank you all for watching us here, either on Facebook or YouTube, wherever you're tuning in. Say hello to your friends in the comments. Give us some feedback throughout the show. And if you're new around here, hit that subscribe button. We love having you with us. Say hello to Mr. HP, the wonderful, the best in the world producer extraordinaire.
Me?
Yeah, you.
The best in the world?
Look at you, match your quilt behind you today.
What you trying to say?
Yeah.
Chocolate?
Yes.
Chocolate on chocolate?
Chocolate on chocolate. Beautiful thing. Anyway, so if you're new around here, we always have a great time, a little bit of education, lots of fabric, lots of quilting chat on Tuesdays. So send us thumbs up and hearts and stick around to the end of the show. We have a giveaway question for you that you can enter a giveaway to win $25 gift card. Yay! And we always love some love. So hearts, thumbs up, and if you want to share this video, our shows, with somebody that you know would appreciate it, we would very much appreciate it.
Sure would. Share.
So I think it's time to get into it. It's a packed show today. We leave town tomorrow, and that's always the case. We have the biggest things going on right when we leave, don't we?
Someone said, are we packed?
Partially. I have a few things still that I was washing today. And I have some quilts to pack.
I looked at the suitcase every day.
Yeah, yours has been there. Empty.
Some stuff next to it, like 2 things.
Yeah, we're pretty ready.
We'll get
I'm
there.
just excited to see everybody. I got to pack some stuff I'm giving everybody. Yeah, so it's going to be a good time. And for those that don't know, we are headed to London. Well, first we're going to head to Birmingham for the Birmingham Quilt Festival, the Festival of Quilts, more appropriately. And so we're going to hang out there for the weekend, drive a little bit around the countryside of England, and then head to London for our London Calling tour with, I think, 35 or 36 people joining us. We're so excited. It's going to be a blast. It's going to be a blast. So with that being said, behind Mr. HP, if you didn't recognize this beauty behind him, that is Jolie. And so, yeah, isn't it gorgeous? Gorge. And then I've got something new and special behind me that I really can't talk about all the way right now until a little bit later in the show. It's a new quilt. And I've got also a new quilt, newer quilt. It's our Jeepers Creepers panels and a new pattern from the upcoming panel mashup book.
Exciting.
All right. Lots of great comments. Everybody's happy to be here. Love it, love it.
Exciting.
So I wanted to say, if you're watching and you're going to the Festival of Quilts in Birmingham, if you're a part of our Facebook group, Gudrun's Quilt Crew, I'm going to post once we get there and figure out a great place and time to meet up. We're going to have a GE Fams meetup in Birmingham. So our whole group, if we can get people together, and we have some friends from England, from Scotland, from all over coming to the show. So hopefully we can see each other in the face. Look each other in the face.
We get to see you.
And give hugs.
Yeah.
Can't wait. So just stay tuned to the crew. I will post all the information there. And then all of you that couldn't make it this time, you can just live a little bit through us. Okay? In our photos.
We'll send something.
Yes. But let's start with our giveaway question. This week we asked, do you organize your fabric by color, collection, designer, or organized chaos? And our winner is...
Drum roll, please.
Loanne Kruger. Congratulations, Loanne. You have won a $25 gift card, so send us an email to help@gequiltdesigns.com and we'll get you that gift card. Now, one of the things that was missing in this question, that's how I organize my stash, partly, is by size. And so that's what she said. You organize by size, color, and design. Love having my stash organized. That's exactly how I did it. Yeah, back when I had a stash at home. I haven't had a stash well, I have a little bit of a stash in Florida, I do. Not just a little bit. It's growing pretty fast.
Oh, yeah.
I have about 400 1-yards.
Oh, yeah.
But they have a purpose. I need to show them on shows and stuff.
Yeah.
That's not a lot. 400 yards of fabric. Could be so much more.
How many quilts would that make?
Quite a bit. Quite a bit. Mm-hmm. Well, on average, about 100 tops, maybe.
Okay.
Depends on the size. So, which means like maybe 50 front and backs. That's not a lot.
All right.
I mean, I make that and more than that in a year sometimes. Anyway, so speaking of, before we dive into our tip of the day, I have something to share. I have show and tell right now because we had our strip along back in April and May, and I got a little sidetracked. Not a little, I get sidetracked all the time. But I finally have my strip and dip that you saw me start in the strip along. I finally got it all finished, quilted and finished. Mr. HP, you quilted it for me.
Yeah.
In Florida, but then finally binding is on. Now, I did not do a quilt. I decided to put it together into a runner. I didn't know how long it was going to be. I knew it was going to be long. So either it was going to be a bed runner or table runner for like a big, big, long table. And I absolutely love it. This is, of course, the runner. You can see a little bit overhead here. I used the Tilda chambrays and one of our paparazzi black prints. Can you see this? Oh, it's so yummy. I love this. So it is longer than I am tall, for sure. Should I stand up with it? Yes. Mr. HP quilted it with random clams.
Random clams.
And we just size scaled it way down. I absolutely love everything about it. Dark gray thread. And let me see how tall it is. Show you how tall it is. Okay. It is now touching the ground.
Wow.
So
it's a long one.
It's a long one, but I love it. What do you think? Finally, I get to have a personal show and tell. This one is for me. For me.
Okay.
Yep. It's not staying here.
Where's it
Not
going?
staying here. Huh?
Where's it going?
Somewhere with me. Somewhere with me. We'll see. But that was my little show and tell. Now, also something we did this weekend. I showed you on Friday, we had our Halloween show. And I had quickly whipped up my Halloween quilt this year, which was a GG made out of Ghostly and Haunted, the newest art gallery Halloween line, which I love. And I forgot to show you one Halloween print that we have in the store in 3 yards and 1 yards. And it's a Three Sisters tip, kind of very similar to, if you remember the backing for Christmas in Europe. Okay, can you show this overhead here? The Marche de Noël, this one, collage print. Well, this is the Halloween one. It is absolutely stunning. I love it so much. So I thought this one would right away be a perfect backing for my GG. So we were here this weekend having some fun. Mr. HP was quilting my GG. This is called Haunted Mansion, by the way. Haunted Mansion. And we have them in 3 yards. I have some 1 yards. But I was using this 3 yard. I knew I needed to use this 3 yard for the backing of my quilt. I knew it was going to work. And since so many of you have asked me questions about how I piece my backs, how I make a 3 yard work sometimes, I thought we just filmed the process. I just filmed the process. So that's our tip of the day, me figuring out how I can use this 3 yard for the back of my GG. So let's take a look. show you how you can make a 3-yard work for a certain size quilt for a backing. I love this size. And so this backing I chose for my quilt that I'm quilting, and this is a GG that is 50 by 65, 50 inches wide, 65 inches long. So I thought right away, my backing, a 3-yard of fabric, is going to be 108 inches long and then 42 whatever wide, selvage to selvage. But I always do my calculations with 40 as the width. So we have our quilt, which means 50 inches wide. I need my backing to be 58 wide, and then length, my quilt is 65, so it needs to be 73 inches. My first thought was I can take this and do 2 widths. So that means my quilt top or my backing will be 80 inches long, 2 times 40. But then if I cut this in half and just piece one seam across, it's only gonna be 54 inches wide. Now I'm gonna quilt this myself, so 4 inches leeway longer is pretty tight. I could make it work by just sewing like a strip of scrap to make it wider, just so I can put it on my long arm and still be big enough. However, I looked at this fabric, and I'm gonna show you. So I opened this fabric up, and even though it's not really directional, it has a little bit more of a defined direction. So I decided, okay, let me do the calculation again. And so what if I do 1.5 length? Now what does that mean? So then I took my fabric, I took and cut the length that I needed for the backing, which is 73 inches. I cut 73 inches off, and then that means I have about 35 inches left. Now that, so 35 inches left, if I cut that on the fold and sew it end to end, it's only gonna give me about 70 inches. 35 plus 35 is 70, right? So what I did, I took that, I cut it on the fold, so the 35 inches cut on the fold, and then I just sewed a little strip of some scrap that I had so I can put my label in there, and sewed the other half on the bottom. And that way I was able to make it 73 inches long, no problem. And now I have a backing that is perfectly sized for my 65 inch long by 50 inch wide quilt. So guess what? Mr. HP is putting this on the long arm, and we're gonna get her quilted up. Halloween GG. Now when you're piecing backings, normally if I have short seams, I just press the seams in one direction. That's gonna give me a more secure seam. If anything pops, it's not gonna show batting through. So I did that on these short seams. And of course, anything that goes out to the edge, make sure you backstitch so you don't have to do a whole stitch around the whole outer edge. Now, this quilt backing is gonna have one seam across down the whole length. And sometimes I know long armers frown upon that because their seam is gonna bulk up. But this is such a short quilt, it's not a big quilt, so it really doesn't affect us. You will notice also here that I left the selvage on, and that can be left on or cut off. Here's when I don't cut it off. This case, it was really even kind of a tight tautness as the actual fabric, so I just left it on. It's also white, it's not gonna show through. Sometimes these selvages are gonna be really tight and taut because there's threads in here that are really tight. If you feel that and it's tauter than just the regular fabric, just cut it off. And then I press this seam open because that's all gonna bulk up here, so leaving it open, pressing it open is gonna help it. And of course, backstitch at the top and the end. So there it is. any tidbits that you got from that one? I see there's some questions. Let's answer those real quick. Somebody asked about if we've thought about carrying wider than 108s. We do have a few. I think there's just a couple that we have that are 117 or something like that. You know, the biggest challenge with that, with those bigger quilts and bigger backings, is that your long armer might not have a big enough frame to put that on their machines. So just check that before you go that route. Jerry, I kind of explained sometimes, and sometimes I don't. Leave that selvage on my backing. It all depends on the fabric. It all depends on the quality. And it depends on individually even. Sometimes the selvage feels just soft, and that those hard threads in there are not taut. It feels the same. So when you press it, it's lays flat just like regular fabric, and that's why I left it on. Usually I do cut it off because you guys have probably felt it. You see where that selvage kind of pulls and gathers the rest of the fabric. If it's doing that, definitely cut it off. Definitely cut it off. Otherwise, because this is just regular 44 wide fabric, so it was really nice quality from Moda. If you have selvage on a 108 that you're piecing, I would always cut that off. Can you draw that out on paper? Actually, go to our website. Under bonus charts and templates, there's a whole backings charts. There's sheets where I show you how to do those calculations. So in this case, it was the width of my quilt, which was 50. You add what you need for long arming, which I add 8 inches. So I knew my width needed to be 58 inches. I just cut 60. Or I didn't do that way. So you can either do the widths and then you can turn the same way. Do the length and then half width. So sometimes you can get away with using just 1.5 width or 1.5 length for backing and save quite a bit of fabric that way. But you do have to piece a little bit. So that's how that works. Have you ever cut on the diagonal, adjusted the 2 pieces of backing to make it fit? That only works if you just need to add a little bit to the width. That technique really doesn't work for all scenarios, because when you do that whole cut and you move things, you are just kind of slightly adding to the width and shortening the length. Can you imagine? So it's cutting 2 pieces like this and then they move like this, so you're making things a little wider. It only works if you, for example, need, let's say, 4 or 5 inches. I did the math because I wanted to try that technique for a 3-yard, but when you cut a 3-yard diagonally like this, you get these really skinny, pointy things. And if you start moving that, you ended up wasting quite a bit of fabric, plus you're dealing with a bias edge sewing it together. So I, for one, would prefer to work with just straight seams. But I have used it. If you're missing like 4 inches, then it really does work. No, it would not have worked for mine. Michelle, that's what I just explained. So that diagonal method, yeah, again, only works if you need to add a couple inches. And most people would just sew a scrap strip to your backing, especially if you're long arming it yourself. You know, we need those extra sides, extra bigger backings to be able to hook it onto our long arm. That's going to get trimmed off anyway. So sometimes that's just an easier route.
Yes, please.
All right, any other questions? Good questions. Denise says she used 1/2-inch seams when a piece of backing. Yep, like you can probably saw that on that center seam, it was wider. That's why that selvage was so wide. So that center seam that's going to kind of carry the weight, I do a little bit wider seam. The other ones that are short seams, I didn't worry about that. Those are just regular seams. Okay. And that's the thing. Some people don't like to piece backings. Other people love to piece backings. That was just one of my fun challenges, being a creative, to piece together and figure it out and use up some great fabric and have a fun backing for the heck of it. But others don't like it, and then I would just go the wide back route. It's all good. All right. Any other questions? I don't see anything else here. Somebody said my long arm prefers wider than 1/4-inch seams on backing. Yeah, so if you're not long arming yourself, you're not quilting yourself, if you're sending things out, make sure you always ask, if you whatever you're doing. First of all, some long armers don't even like piece backings. So always ask all those questions. Usually if you're going to a new long armor, they'll give you a little list of things, how to prepare your quilts and backs and all of that good stuff. So always ask. All right, that's great. Good stuff. Thank you for all those great questions. And like I said, we have those charts on the website. We also have videos on YouTube previously where I've talked about piece backings and how to calculate your yardage. Because I do things a little bit differently, I'm always all about saving you some yardage. Even if you have to add a seam, it's all good. Okay, we have to talk about a few things here. First off, the Tilda Christmas kits that we just introduced, earlier this month? Yeah, like 2 weeks ago. They're flying off the shelves, including the pre-orders for the fabric. So the fabric is coming in September 1st. And I mean, this is a gorgeous line, so I'm not surprised. Here are some of the challenges. We've gotten so many questions about it. So how we do our kits, our Tilda kits, our Stripologized Tilda kits, I'm going to be doing a sew-along that you can sew this with me, both the Dear Santa quilt in both of the colorways, and then also the Winter Birds, which is really cute too. We have 2 colorways of the Winter Birds. And so I'll be doing a sew-along. We'll kick this off in October because the fabric comes in September. We don't know what day it comes. We're going to have to get a chance to cut all the kits, cut all the fat quarter bundles and all that stuff and get it out to you before we start that. And so that plan is to start in October. Yes, we won't finish the Santa quilt before Christmas, but it'll be fun sewing it on Christmas, during Christmas. But anyways, so how we do our kits, because Tilda comes out with collections, and the collection this year is, here it is, Merry Little Christmas. This is the full collection. Can you put up the collection of all the fabrics? So we decided to do, when we first introduced this 2 weeks ago, we decided to take the whole collection, which is right there. We split it into the colorways like they suggest, which is the reds and blues, and then the greens and creams. And then there is a set of 8 different blenders that we also split up into the 2 groups. We had these on pre-order as a fat quarter bundle or a half yard bundle. You could get either or. A fat quarter bundle of both colorways is going to be enough to make like the Santa quilt and probably go a long ways for the Winter Birds quilt. What we put then in the kits is all your background, and then Tilda likes to add a lot of their basics, their chambrays, their wovens, their like polka dots and all those things into their quilt. So you'll get all of that except the Merry Little Christmas fabric. So if you want to use Merry Little Christmas fabrics, you'll need to get that in addition to the kit, okay? So that's how we make it work, because some folks have been collecting Tilda for years and they like to just go into their collection and pull from there for the florals and all of those prints. If you want to use the Merry Little Christmas, obviously you have to get that too. So because we have to order this so far ahead, the response has been insane. We sold out of the first batches of our, where we had the 2 different colorway bundles with the blenders. You can see that here. Yeah, you can see that in the other ones. This is the red and blue, and then included the blenders. And we couldn't, first when we called them, we couldn't get more of the blenders. So that's why we listed the full half yard collection again, because we could get more of just the collection. So that's available in a fat quarter or a half yard. So it's a little confusing because you'll see you'll see 1, 2, 4 different products. It's all the same. So now we heard that we figured out how to get those blenders for one more round. So these are back up as the green and putty with the blenders and the red and blue with the blenders. I know I'm confusing you. And then you can also get the full collection of just Merry Little Christmas. No blenders in those. Anyways, So if you want to join us and if you want any of these kits, I would not wait long. We are very low on the winter birds. We still have some availability for the Dear Santa ones. We keep adding just based on how much fabric we can get. And so, which is very exciting because they're gorgeous quilts and I can't wait to make them myself. So if the pre-order is sold out, will you offer just the video classes? So the only way, because we're using Tilda's patterns and we're stripologizing, I'm kind of rewriting the cutting instructions and rewriting some things. We are only allowed to do this if we sell the fabric. Makes sense. She's the designer, she sets the rules, and that's how we can sell it. We can't just take her pattern, rewrite it, and do things with it and sell it on its own. They get their portion from us selling their fabric. Does that make sense? So that's why we do it this way. All right, so what I wanted to say in the end, we still have some up. So, and we're adding them as we can, secure fabric. So if you want to join us, don't hesitate, is what I wanted to say. All right? All right. Any questions? Love it, love it, love it. Jerry says she's resisting going into the Tilda rabbit hole. It's a rabbit hole. I promise you that. It's a really fun rabbit hole, though. And beautiful. It's a fun one. So come, dip your toes in. Update on Heima fabric. Yes, I checked on this earlier this month because the ship date is supposed to arrive in August. And it is on time. It's been on the water for a while. So will there be more Blue Santa kits? Yes, yes. We have plenty of that. So just hold on a second. We'll add more Blue Santa kits. Yes, Heima's on the water. It should get here in August. We never know when because going through customs with a container and then getting it to us. We never know how long that takes, but very excited. We're going to have a party when that comes in. For a quilt along, what do I need to buy if you want to join us? Yes, just the kit. The quilt along, what we're going to do live on the shows is really just instruction. If you want to really get the stripologized, yes, get the kit. If you want to use the Merry Little Christmas fabrics, get a fat quarter pack of each one of those colorways as well. Then you're totally set. Totally set. And that's what's great. You use some of those fat quarters for one quilt. If you still have some leftovers, you could always get a winter birds quilt and use the leftovers for that one. When does the panel book ship or release? So it is headed to the printer. We're hoping to get everything finalized and proofread by the end of the week. And so we're still anticipating and it takes about 3 to 4 weeks from the time it goes to the printer, end of August. Mid to late August is what we said initially. Yes. Heima fabric is printed in Korea like most other fabrics. Most other quilting cottons are printed in Korea. No updates yet on the Iceland trip, Jocelyn. You'll be the first to know. Be the first to know. You may have noticed Mr. HP's t-shirt. We're doing all the prep work. Yeah, what do you think of that? Coming very soon. Anyways, but I got something super exciting to introduce to you, something to talk about that you do not want to miss. So what I want to say now, this is something brand new, something that many of you have been asking for a long, long time. And so sit back, relax. No need to rush to the website or anything yet. Product is not live yet. Sit back and relax so you can hear me out. Hear me all the way out. Hear me all the way out. Okay, so what has been one of our favorite events or a class through the years since we started in 2021, like all-time favorite among customers and among us too? What is it? What are they going to say? Retreat? Yes, our virtual retreat. That has been something that we look forward to every year to do. Our favorite class because we get to connect with so many people across the world. I mean, we're talking about people that we know in Scotland and over in Europe that we're finally going to get to see in person because we've been with them on retreat for years. Well, we always have to wait because our retreat is always in March. a 3-day event. And so we have to wait. And once a year is hard. So you've been begging for something else, something similar, something to do it more often. Because a lot of you can't do in-person stuff for multiple different reasons. And we all miss each other hanging out. So it's hard to wait. So with all of your amazing requests, we always hear you guys, and your nudges, we have come up with something really amazing and very excited to offer a second version of our premier retreat, but on a little bit smaller scale. Are you ready to hear about this? We're talking about a 1-day Stripology virtual retreat. And yes, it's happening in 2025. You don't have to wait too long. So 1-day virtual retreat. How is it different from our 3-day big event? It's 1 day, 1 project, 2 different sessions to choose from, 1 day, and we're hopping on the soul plane that we used in March. So 1 destination of fun.
Still new.
It's still new. So those of you that don't know what that entails, we thought we would use our video where we introduced our spring retreat, our March retreat to you all, our soul plane. And we're going to play that because nothing is really different except for the 1-day part. So let's roll that from last year. Let's check it out. Hi, my name is Gudrun.
And I'm Mr. HP from GE Designs, and we are so excited to welcome you aboard GEZ Airlines for the Stripology Virtual Retreat 2025.
The Stripology Retreat is a unique, immersive experience bringing the excitement of a live in-person retreat right to your home. The retreat features exclusive quilting patterns, live instruction, and a vibrant quilting community. In fact, we will inspire you and connect you with quilters from all over the world, all from the comfort of your own sewing space. Included in the retreat experience is a retreat box shipped directly to your house before retreat that will include all the fabric you need, some other supplies, gifts, even snacks, and accessories for all of the fun ahead. This retreat is all about learning, creating, and having fun. You will have access to the instructional videos forever, and you will become a part of our alumni Stripology Retreat community on Facebook.
Don't forget the music playlist, a little yoga, and of course those delicious recipes.
That's right. So join us on this incredible journey. Reserve your spot for the 2025 Stripology Virtual Retreat now on our website, gequildesigns.com. We can't wait to see you and serve you.
Now fasten your seatbelts and get ready to ride on our virtual soul plane.
Yay! Are you excited? Yes, it's a day trip, everybody. It's a day trip. So the only teeny bitty difference, we are going to make it a little bit different with a 1-day retreat, and we're still going to have a 3-day retreat. Do not worry. That's still happening in March. But what we're going to have, 1 brand new project, 1 destination, 2 sessions, a weekend and a weekday like we always do. And also now we're going to offer the choice of only doing the digital portion, or you can add a retreat box with the fabrics and all the goodies and stuff. Yay! Yay. So I know some of you will not, that's such a big part of the retreat experience, so we're going to offer both. So especially for our international friends, with the shipping situation internationally, tariffs and all of that, you still get to, if you want to use your own fabrics or just do the digital part, that's what we're offering with the 1-day. It is a perfect opportunity if you've always been curious about what is a virtual retreat. This is just a day. You will keep all the videos, instructional videos forever. The Zoom itself is 1 day. We might have a follow-up catch-up day. I'm not going to talk about that yet. But let's explain a little bit further how we're going to do this. Once it's live on the website, let's start with the retreat project. I am so excited to introduce to you my newest pattern. Her name is Margot. This is the close-up. Let's see her in full. So the retreat box, if you choose to add that onto your virtual retreat, it will include all the fabric for a lap size, which is actually 59 by 74. It's quite a nice size, lap size. And we can talk about if you wanted to make bigger versions. We also, yeah, can you see that? There, you'll see that there's 2 distinct blocks. We, of course, use some Stripology magic to make these blocks. Those tiny little triangles are all happened by magic. Promise. Promise, promise. So when you do, if you want to join us and you want to place an order, so there's going to be 4 different products. So number 1, you have to add that digital part to your cart, and there's going to be 2 different products. There's going to be for the 2 different sessions. Do you want to be on Saturday, October 18th, or do you want to be on a Wednesday, October 22nd? So those 2 are the dates. So here's what those products look like. The session 1 digital access. So everybody will need to put that in their cart, the digital access. Can you put that up? It's called session 1 digital access. Okay. You'll find it, honey. So there's going to be session 1 and session 2. So look for the right one. And then there's going to be the box. So that's going to be the secondary you put in your cart. If you want that box, you put that in your cart as well. Make sure the sessions match, session 1 and session 2. Make sure your sessions match because there's going to be differences.
Sorry, ma'am, I don't see what you're talking about.
Yeah, that may have come into the drive a little bit late, but I did put it in there. Yes. Okay, so just know that there's those options, and you'll see that on the website. There's another opportunity here. So listen, we're working with some of our Stripology shop partner shops for this really fun event. So if you're close to any of these that I'm going to list here, any of these shops, you have an opportunity to take that in person at the shop, to be in a classroom with others and on Zoom with us and have this fun experience. So you will get the box and you'll get your own Zoom access. So if you have to go home for the evening, you can still hop on the Zoom to play and hang out into the night. So make sure you check that out. Here are the amazing shop that are going to be offering the Stripology virtual 1-day retreat in their store. Some of them are only offering one of the sessions. Some are offering both sessions. So these are Society in Castle Rock, Colorado, Pieces of Love Quilt Shop in Oroville, California, Nebraska Quilt Company in Fremont, Nebraska, Threaded Lines, Montgomery, Texas, Quilt and Code, Burnsville, North Carolina, Chicken Feed in Coaldale, Alberta, Canada, Tilted Quilters in Jacksonville, Florida, El Cajon Sew and Vac in El Cajon, California, Warm and Cozy in Columbia, Illinois, Uptown Blanco in Blanco, Texas, Blue Bar Quilts, Middleton, Wisconsin, Casey Maker Studio in Mission, Kansas, and Cactus Quilts in Tucson, Arizona. How exciting. So because I always want the same experience for everybody, no matter how you're doing things, you still have all the digital access through us, through our website where you can watch our videos, get all your information, but you get to spend the day. So if you want to do the in-person with the stores, sign up through the stores. Do not buy anything on our website, okay? You'll still get the same box and pick your fabrics at the store that you want to be attending. All right? So let's look at the fabric options for the box. So when you purchase the box, you put that in your cart. There are 14 different variants, so that you have to pick one. That's going to be what fabric is going to be for your quilt. So here are the 14 options that we have. We have Acorn Hollow. What's this going to represent? So the bundle in the middle is going to be your fat quarters, and then there's going to be a background. The second border, the first border is a little bit of the background border. Border 2, and then border 3 and binding. So this is kind of, you can imagine what your quilt will look like. Acorn Hollow. Next up, Autumn Breeze. Beautiful fall colors. And then we have Berry and Pine, which is going to be our Christmas option. Beautiful Christmas quilt. And then we have Conway Cottage. This might look familiar because this is the one I sewed my quilt out of. Conway Cottage. We had to add to some bundles because there's 12 half quarters in there. And then we have Creative Landscapes. Beautiful colors from Lewis and Irene. And we have Deep Blue. A little bit of an ocean theme there. That's going to be pretty. Then we have a Floral Allure. That's going to be beautiful. A little bit of purple lavender and grays and blacks. For the wild artsy ones, we have Industrial Imprints. Super fun. I just finished a quilt out of this line. I love it. Then we have a new line that is not here yet from Wyndham called Insectarium. That is going to be a really beautiful kind of softer pastel colors, but they're still kind of bright. So, and that's going to have a little bit of a gray background. This is turning out beautiful. Jody is actually making a sample out of this one. Then we have On Your Mark. This is a new line from Seth Apter coming soon. So I know this one's going to be popular. And if you want some brights, here's Ruby Bee Basics. Really bright colors, and that's going to feature a black background, which is going to be so sharp. Then we have Simply Cozy from Moda. This is Zen Chic, and beautiful colors. And we have Sketchbook by Marcia Dursey, another favorite. I know it's going to be hard to choose. And then we have probably one of my favorites here. I think it's going to be so cool and unique. This is Tangerine. It's an art gallery collection. Really nice soft colors, but beautiful. And that's it. That's 14 choices. So remember, if you just want the digital, that's all you put in your cart. If you want a box, make sure you put the same session in your cart. And when you go to that page to put that in your cart, choose the right bundle first before you hit add to cart. Important. Okay? And not that we need to, but we're going to give you a little bit of an incentive. We always get asked about this for our retreats because I know some of you are really planful when you're planning on making a quilt. You want to get the backings at the same time so you know you have a wide back or a back when you order these. So we have a little incentive if you want to do that. We know we can fit a wide back into those retreat boxes. So if you would like to, once you have your retreat box in your cart, head on over to the 108s and you can put 108, either a 3-yard or a 2-yard. 2-yard actually is enough for the quilt, for the lap size. And when you put that in your cart, automatically you get a $5 discount, $5 off your wide back. Okay, that's going to happen automatically. It's just an option, don't have to. But can we use directional fabric? Yes. Are you super concerned that it always turns the same way? Well, I had some directional fabrics. I don't really care if some of them are facing up or facing the wrong way for majority of the blocks. But we are, just know, we are cutting stuff up and sewing things to two sides. So I would say if you want everything always to be turned the right side, the same side up in a quilt, then don't use directional fabrics. Do we get points for the box and retreat? Of course, you always get points. Always get points on our website, and you can use loyalty coupons. If you have built up some points you want to use towards, you can do that. All is fair. So let's take some questions. How do we choose? I can't answer that one. However, let me address this one thing, because I know some of you always want to make bigger quilts. You know who I'm talking about. All of you. 2 yards of wide back should be enough. Yes, 2 yards of wide back will give you 72 inches wide. So that should be plenty if you just want to make the lap size quilt. Yes. So let's talk about if you want to make a bigger quilt. So how we are going to do that. If you want that, once you have placed your order, send us an email. And the options are we add a whole kit and you can get a full size. And you add a three kits will get you a king size. So those will be the options. And we will just manually add that to your order. So either send us an email to help@GQuiltDesigns after you place your order, or you can put it in the notes. And we will add that to your order manually. It will not be able to find that on the website. Don't buy 2 boxes because that's going to get you double of everything. Just email us and we will tell you, we will add that to you. Just the fabric part. So no worries, no worries. Don't buy 2 boxes. When can we order? When we get off the air? Yeah, when we get off the air. I want to talk about a couple of things. There, of course, will be some fun options. So we end up with 2 different blocks. I'll give you some options of playing with that. You can make 2 different quilts, kind of like what we did with Felicity last year. Well, not last year, it was this year, in March. So, but I'm not going to really talk about that right now. If you want to use your own fabric, this will all, Janice, when you purchase the digital, in a couple of months, you will get all your fabric requirements, and even probably sooner. So you will get a PDF with all of that once you purchase your retreat. So I'm not going to start listing all of that. I'm going to talk cost. Yeah, we can talk about that in a little bit. So the digital access, because we have it separate, is $99.95 for the whole day. Remember, all your patterns and everything, all your videos and everything you will have forever. You will have a bingo card, a digital bingo card in there too, everybody. So you will get to play bingo. You will have your yoga class and all of that good stuff. But I wanted just to mention, when you place an order for the digital and then you add the box add-on is $49.95. So $99.95 for the digital only, and then if you want the box, $49.95. I know, it's a deal. It's a deal to get the fabric, because you guys know there's a lot of good stuff in there, and the surprises. But anyways, when you order Retreat, please don't add anything else, because we have really cute, cool boxes. So if you're going to order 15 different bundles with it, make sure you place that in a separate order, because the boxes will not ship until October 1st. At the latest, okay? So let's make sure on that. Okay, if I order multiple boxes, I'll have multiple. Sharon, of course. And they never seem to make it. Maybe we need to have like a bonus treats order. You can have like 3 orders of just the treats.
Don't come until the day.
We'll have the recipes. We'll have you'll get your booklet with the recipes, with the cocktail recipes. There's happy hour. It's all the good stuff packed into one day. Day trip. Day trip.
If it comes before the day, they're still going to eat it.
Yeah, I know.
Can't help it.
We need to put like a lock on it, and we'll give you the combination day off. All right. We also send you a cutting video a week before retreat, so you can get everything prepared. Those of you that have never done this before with us, and we'll be talking about this in this next few shows too. So, but very excited. If you're in our crew, this question, she's asking if she can view a previous class. No, because the whole Zoom is never recorded. We talk about a lot of stuff. The video classes are very similar to what you have seen maybe in other video classes in our sew-alongs. We go into detail. You can watch it over and over and over again. The best thing is if you are part of our Facebook group, Gudrun's Quilt Crew, go ask questions there. We have lots of folks there have done our retreats over and over again, and we can really explain it. They can explain it the best. So just wanted to let you know that. So of course, don't add anything else to your order when you order the box, except for the one wide back if you want to take advantage of that. Yeah, it is a great way to try a retreat, because a lot of folks are nervous to tie themselves up for 3 days. This is just a day, and you can check it out. And those of you that don't know, if you have to step out, if you have to run somebody, you have to go pick up some milk or something, you can still hop back in. You won't miss anything major because all of the instructional videos are saved in your account and you can watch them over and over. All right? Okay, let's look at some fabric. We have some great fabric to show you. So you can think about retreat. All those products will be live after the show. So just take a breather. I'm going to take a breather. This first one I'm going to show you is actually super fun. Lord of the Rings. We brought in Harry Potter fabric a while back, and they seem to fly out of here. And we have some Lord of the Rings fans in this building. So when I saw that, I knew I had to get it. So this is just 5 pieces, small collection, but you can really build around it with some basics. So we have this one. If you read the books, watch the movies, there you know if you're a fan, you're a fan. So that's one of the kind of collage prints. I love the colors in this. Then we have this mustard. This is from Camelot Fabrics. This mustard with the weapons and the logo. Kind of a really cool print. We have a blue print with the ring, of course. And a little bit of the mountains. And here's the odd collection of folks traveling together, trying to find the ring. And then we have the 5th print is this dark charcoal with the logo and this icon on here. So just 5 pieces, but of course I decided to pull some great basics for you. A fabric pull, starting with the darkest. We have grunge iron. Now, all of the 1-years that I show you, you'll find on the page, on the product page below. So we have a dry brush blue black. And then for the bluer, I have Serenity Navy. I love this, a little bit of brighter blue with it. We have Grunge Peacoat, another darker blue. And then I wanted kind of a medium. This is Grunge Storm. Perfect match with that ring fabric. And then one more blue, Thatched Coastal, more on this lighter blue side. So we have the darks on this side. A couple of that mustard color, Cottage Cloth Honeycomb. Beautiful. And then Thatched Age Penny. So this was a part of our cider color club, both of these. So if you have that, that's a perfect addition to here. And then I pulled just a couple of colors from this main print. We have to add a red, that's canvas, and the hot sauce. And then Thatched Peacock for that beautiful bright green in here. So this is Lord of the Rings 5-piece collection by Camelot. I started something new and people are loving it. I went into our wide back selection and pulled a couple that would be great. This one I thought was perfect for Lord of the Rings. Reminds me of all the cliffs, but in color. And then another one to kind of, this is called Lava Lamp Black. And then to pull out some of these blues, this one is called Lake. Has some of the green and the blue and a great blue texture. Also kind of look like that rock face. So that is Lord of the Rings. Check it out. All right, and our second line is another gorgeous line. This is from Northcott. Look at this beauty. Modern elements, really neutrals, great masculine fabrics or just for anybody. I love these textures. They have kind of like this under texture like they are wool or some kind of a tweed texture, but I just love it. Very abstract, super cool. Starting with this gray print. It's a 12-piece collection from Northcott. They've done similar collections like the one that is behind Mr. HP, that retro, I I don't remember what it was called, retro something. My brain is so fried right now. But look at that. It's the same similar feel, neutrals, love it. Love this polka dot. I love the irregularity, and it's got a texture underneath. And then we have this beautiful kind of a geometric flower, a layered. I love this with a little gray in the middle. So we're starting here on the lighter gray side with these. We have a little directional print, almost like a wood texture. And then a lighter version of the polka dot, reverse coloring, gray on top of the off-white. And then we go into that beautiful yellow-brown, that caramel color, so pretty. I love these bursts. Big, creates the big, small polka dots, creates the big one. Beautiful texture here on kind of like a maze texture. We have another directional, totally different from this one, but really cool to add the black in there. As we move into the darkest, the blacks and dark grays, I love this print because it combines all three, the light gray, the dark gray, and the brown. So pretty. We have that directional wood texture here in the medium or dark gray that we have here. The same, almost like a maze coloring in the dark gray color. That's the same we have here. And then finally, the big blobs. What do we call those? Big blobs? Blobs of dots. I love it. Love, love, love this. Modern elements. And so I pulled, of course, some great fabrics. I'm going to start in the middle this time. Dimples in the Kindling. This was a Color Club as well. And Toscana Sponge Toffee. Perfect, perfect blends in here. Going into the lights here, we'll start with Grunge Eggshell. That is the lightest part of this, so not pure white at all. Pretty eggshell. And then we have also Grunge Pearl, which has a little bit of a grayish hue to it. Light gray bumbleberries in the light gray would be a great addition and fit in very nicely. And so would Grunge Grease. So light gray, getting closer to those mediums. We have one more Thatched Gray is going to fit here with some of the lighter grays. And then I'm going to go over here with my little bit darker grays. Bumbleberries Rock is kind of that medium, but it has the darkest spots that are going to connect with the darker grays. Deco Stitch in the Granite is going to be getting there as well, darker and darker. And then we have two of the darkest. We have Grass Cloth Cottons in the black and Stash Stitches in the black. Neither of these are fully black. As you can see, it's kind of that charcoal color, but that's really the tone of those darkest tones. So that's my fabric pull with it. We do have this collection in the half yard bundle, in the fat quarter bundle, and in a little bundle. So and I wanted to show you too, I tried something different. Because I noticed there were so many of these that used to be Color Club. If you're a Color Club subscriber and you have September 2023 Basalt, that would fit in really well, all of those beautiful grays, right? Also, December 2024 Caramel. Oh, beautiful. These are actually two in there, so you could have a variety if you still have that around. Of course, April 2025, the Loon. Those colors are perfect. Already used one of them here, so that would be a great option to add in there. And I thought if you want to warm it up, you could even go with a little bit of dark brown, which you don't really see in the fabrics, and pop in the Espresso bundle or some of them, and that will be a great addition. Just a thought. This is how valuable those Color Club packs are. Couple of wide back options that would look fantastic with this. I wanted to pull a Marsha Dursey Marble Run. This is great because it has all the colors in here, that light gray with the black, and then a little bit of that caramel color. That will be really fun as a wide back. And also a Retro Vibes is what it was called. That's the quilt hanging behind you. Semicircles that would be another great option for a wide back for Modern Elements by Northcott Studios. I also wanted to mention we have the Jeepers Creepers panels back in stock. We had them back in stock. I made 2 different quilts using them, one with the black background there and then one with a lighter background. So that's back in stock, but let me ask you our giveaway question for the night. All you gotta do is answer it in the comments. You're automatically entered to win a $25 gift card. Which do you prefer, talking on the phone or texting? I know what you are. You like texting. You do not like talking on the phone.
Yeah.
However, if I need to tell you a lot, I call you. And you didn't like that at first.
Yeah.
I think you're used to it now.
Get to the point, be done. Otherwise, yeah, and
No, I don't talk like that.
No, some people.
But then you ask me which one I prefer.
What you prefer?
Neither. Leave me alone. Let me quilt in peace. No, sometimes I do get frustrated if I have to type a lot. Then it's easier to call to get it all out and be done so I can get back to my sewing. Either that, or if I just need to relay information, then it's text. But yeah.
The old schoolers like to talk because they like, I can't see.
I'm all about efficiency, so just leave me alone.
How you work this phone?
All right, so let us know in the comments which you prefer. That's your enter into the giveaway. And we have some shows. Even though we're going to be out of the country, we're going to still be on shows. And we got a great team back here that's going to fill in some of our shows. Wondered Wednesday's coming up tomorrow morning, July 30th. Jody will be here with you 9:30 a.m. And is it Shade producing or Michael? Michael is producing. Awesome. And then we have Happy Friday, this coming Friday, August 1st, 12 p.m. Central Time. We have Tipsy Tuesday, August 5th. We're going to tune in live from London, at least visit a little bit, 4 p.m. Central Time. And then, not this week, but people have always asked, when is the next perfect pair? And the next perfect pair is August 21st, just so you know. Just so you know. But that's not this week. We'll be already back by then. Yeah. But we can't wait to share our travels and our adventures with you. So check in on us in the Quilt Crew. We'll be checking in there, maybe throwing some Instagrams and some lives from fun stuff on the road. But, right, you tend to do that spontaneously, go live on Facebook. So you never know what you're going to see. But thank you all. Check out the one-day Stripology retreat. Everything is active and available. Just make sure you double check that you pick the right fabric if you want to get a box. Take advantage of that wide back special offer. And we'll see you at the one-day retreat. Pack your one-day travel bag. Not, because we're staying home. Have a great night, everybody. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you next time.